out of the way or end up on a pyre.
All right, there we are. That's weird. Yeah, I'm still having some issues with this stuff, man. It's like I had to completely reset everything, and it's like I just played that intro and it didn't show me the video. I don't think you guys saw the video as well, but let me know. So yeah, it's what are we today? Thursday, Thursday afternoon. Just got done work, and my wife's going to be a little later tonight, so I figured it'd be a good time to see if I could get this thing up and running without any issues like we had on Monday. Monday took me about 10-15 minutes to get the stream to push out to YouTube, so trying to figure out why that's happening, because it did happen again before I went live here, and I had to do a few little things and got it to work, but yeah, I don't know why some of the graphics are showing and some are not, but anyway, it's all part of the fun that we deal with on our live streaming world, I suppose. How's everybody doing? I see we've got a few people already jumped in here, so that's cool. Phil Mosley, how's it going, brother? I think we're streaming at an hour that's a little bit more friendly for our folks and across the pond, right? So that's pretty cool. Nice to see you in here. I hope you're having. I saw you last night on the Live Wires show. That was cool. Really enjoy that show, and last night was no exception. It was really good. Hope you had fun. It was late for you. Geez, yeah, you guys went for a few hours, so it must have been really late by the time you went to bed. If you even go to bed, I don't know. You'll have to let me know about that, because apparently you don't. You don't. So, Lefty Mike, how are you? It's nice to see you. It's good to see you join on a live stream. I know you've tried before, but the times didn't work out. So, Jamal, how are you doing, Jamal? Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure if you're at work or what your situation is right now, but that's cool. Thanks for jumping in. Gary Holt, I hear audio. Is that Kiss? No, that was not Kiss. That was just some stuff I got from. It's a stock library that you can. Well, you have to pay a yearly fee to be part of it, but all their stuff that's on there is all cleared by YouTube and Facebook and any social media. So when you want to add it to your videos or you want to put it into your live streams and so forth, you don't ever get copyright strikes or things of that nature. So I'm just experimenting with some of the songs and stuff that is available through that service. I can't remember what the cost. I think the cost for it was like $100 a year or something, but they've got a pretty good library. So they give you a 30-day free trial, and it's called Epidemic Sounds, I think it's what it's called. So if anybody's looking to create some stuff for YouTube and you're looking for music, you could probably hit that website. I think it's epidemicsounds.com. Let me see if I have it saved in my browser here. Hold on. Epidemic Sound. Yeah, I think it's .com. Yeah, there it is. Let me just bring it up on the other page here for you to see if you want to see what the site looks like. So there it is. It's just basically it's like any stock music or, well, you get stock photography, stock video. There's all kinds of media out there. But what's cool about these guys is that, you've got all kinds of genres: blues, rock, film, sound effects, all kinds of stuff. And it's all very good quality stuff. So it's been recorded well, and everything they've done has all been cleared through all the social media platforms. So you never have an issue. Even if you wanted to jam and do some stuff with some of the stuff that they have available, you can do that without having any issues with copyright. So check it out if you're interested. It's called Epidemic Sound. I am not sponsored or anything by these guys. I just something that I found that I'm trying out, and I figured I'd let you guys know. So if you're interested in trying something out, they have a 30-day free trial, so you can always do that and see if it works and get some stuff. That's it. Let me go back to my other shot here. Cool. All right. Where was I? Jamal and Butterfly and Ladybug. What's going on? I imagine this is Sandra. How's it going? I think, speaking of Sandra and Eric and my fellow Canadians down the street about 4 hours, Eric will be on Guitar Hack's show tonight, I believe, at 8 o'clock. So definitely jump into that at 8. I think it's 8 to 9, or it might go a little later, who knows, but it's always good. And you can jump on and give them some support. Let's see who else we've got in here. Lars Guitars, how's it going? Nice to see you. Quentin, how's it going, Quentin? Hey, you're having some grub. Cool. What are you having tonight? Do we want to know? And thanks for not posting any crazy stuff in the last couple of days. My feed has been appreciating it. But I hope you're doing well, Quentin, and you're back into your place and getting stuff settled. And I saw that you're receiving some stuff from different music stores and stuff to get your guitar stand and some stuff for your apartment all rigged up. And you should be getting the Helix set up there soon, because I think what you should do with the Helix is just go right into your computer via USB. And you can use that as your interface. And for now, if you want to use headphones or something, then that's fine. Or if you can get a small set of speakers to hook up to your computer, you could use that. But at least you could use the Helix and then control everything from there. And you can even plug a mic into your Helix if you wanted to use, have a mic like I have here, and have a different type of setup for your live streaming. So all kinds of possibilities. Tommy49, what's going on? Tomsy? Tomsy49. I can't read. I need new glasses, maybe. Zach Thong, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you. Upside Down is in here. Wow, we've got a few people jumping in. That's awesome. I wasn't planning to do anything, but like I said, my wife is going to be a little late tonight. She has meetings and stuff, so I said, okay, well, here's an opportunity to go live and do another test with this stuff because I was experiencing some issues this past week with all the stuff that I had to reconfigure and reset up. And even when I went live today, as soon as I hit the go live button, it said can't connect, and there was some stuff, and I rebooted the router and I tweaked a few settings and pressed the button a few times and got it to work. So there's still something funky going on, but I figured might as well take the opportunity here and do the testing, because I don't want to wait till Monday night when I'm actually scheduled to go live to do the Monday Night Ramble show and have everything not work. So, but yeah, there's still some little bugs that I got to work out, but it's all right. We'll figure it out. So if you've got anything you'd like to talk about, any questions or whatever, you can post them in the chat. We're just here for I'm going to go for about maybe an hour or so, and I might jam something here. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet, but just to kind of hang out and have a coffee. I'm having a coffee right here. Here it is. It's still pretty good. Still pretty good. I worked from home today, so finished at 3, and I had some stuff to do in the yard, so I went out and did that. So overall, pretty productive day. Eric or Yerrick? I'm pretty sure it's Eric. Yerrick should come on a live stream someday. I'd like to meet him. I saw somebody else ask a question. Oh, Quentin said you're having a grilled chicken salad. Well, that's good. There you go. Sandra will be happy about that. Right? That's healthy. Just don't put a bunch of sugary dressings on it and you'll be fine. That's where that stuff kills you. Everybody, they go to these fast food restaurants and get these salads and stuff, and then they pile on this sugary type of dressing on top of it, and it ends up being more calories, actually, believe it or not, than the actual like burgers and stuff, which is pretty funny. But I guess it's a perception thing. You think you're having a salad and you're doing well, but it depends what you put on it, I suppose. Let me just get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. So yeah, I've been I posted a picture yesterday with the R6 and the R9. I had a photo shoot to do a week ago for some other stuff, for corporate stuff that I had to do. And once I was done that, I had the studio all set up anyway with the lighting. So I brought my guitars in there and took some photos, and just to have some content to post down the road. When I do, because I really do plan to have this either EP or album done by the end of the year, and when I release it, I'd like to release it. It's nice to have images around it, and because I'm going to be posting it probably via a company called DistroKid. It's where I'm going to release it on, so that it can, I own the rights to it and stuff, so it's not like I have to go to like CD Baby or anything like that nature. But it's nice to have if you're doing like an album cover or just things to go along with the package. So I've started taking some photos of stuff and posted one, I think, yesterday on Facebook, and it came out okay. I think it came out well. Doing photos of guitars is actually harder than people think because of the reflections on them. You have to get the lighting just right. Otherwise, you can make a guitar look pretty bland, as far as like some of them have really nice carved tops and stuff. But if you're just taking a photo without, lighting it properly, you lose all those dimensions and the curves on the tops. So it is a little bit more tricky than even because I've done a lot of photography, but I've done a few guitar portraits and things, but not a whole lot. And I really, when I was trying to get the gold top, especially because of its nature, the top and the gold and the light reflection on that was kind of, it was interesting. But it's like anything, you do it and you figure out what works and what doesn't, and you learn from it. And then that was one of the reasons I wanted to do that photo shoot as well, was to kind of, keep the skills up and practice. Butterflies, he puts crap all over it. Poor Quentin. Can't win, brother. I'm not a rabbit. No, no, I know. And Zach is having leftovers Square Boys pizza. I never heard of Square Boys pizza. I haven't had pizza in over a year, which is it's funny because when we go down east, we go to New Brunswick to visit family, and one of the places there that we grew up on was it was a little place called the Little Pizza House, and it's like the best pizza I've ever had. I have never been to New York, so I've heard New York or Chicago as well have really, really good pizza. But if you ever go to Grand Falls, New Brunswick, go to this place called the Little Pizza House, and it's really, really good. But the summer when I went, I didn't have any, obviously, because of the diet that I'm on. And my sister had ordered some for her and the family and stuff, and I was there, and I was looking at it. Wow, that's been a long time since I haven't had a slice of pizza, and that looked pretty good. I could have had it without an issue, but it's just I said, I've gone this long. Why bother? Let's see. His A1C is going down. Oh yeah, his cholesterol. I saw you posted some sort of report today, Quentin, about your blood work. So, well, I hope the numbers are looking good. That's what we want to see. Phil Mosley uses DistroKid. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about them, so that's the way I think I'm going to go, because my past music, like one with SMEER, all the stuff I did with SMEER is all distributed via CD Baby for digital rights anyway. So, which is fine. You know, they take a small cut, and then I get the large portion of that. But every time I use my own music, SMEER music anyway, on YouTube, it sends me a copyright claim, and it's my music. But because CD Baby is the one that is registered under the name, and they just take like whatever ad revenue that would come from that, and then they just put it in my account, and then they take their cut, I guess. But DistroKid, I heard is a lot better way to go. So that's probably the way that I'm gonna go. And it's not that expensive, you know. I think I can't remember what the pricing was, but it's really reasonable, and you control more of the setup and everything in it. So that's the way I'll probably end up going if I can ever get this music finished. Like I said, I recorded, since getting back into this stuff in 2018, I've got about 12 or 13 songs that are done with no vocals, though. I haven't found somebody to do vocals yet. I haven't really been out there. Like, I've asked a few people here and there, but nothing real serious. So I don't know what I want to do with that, but I've really only picked 4 songs out of the 13 that I really would want to pursue and keep moving forward with as far as releasing them as an official release. So, but I don't know about the vocals part yet. And the other thing that's weird is my writing, when I got back into this, like I said, it's for the last year and a half or whatever, is very much the way that I've written for many, many years, which is like hard rock type of music. And that's just what comes natural as far as when I'm writing music. But my taste in music has changed, over the last 10 years. It's not that it's changed that drastically, but even when I'm playing guitar and stuff, I'm playing a lot more, different types of things, more bluesy type of rock and that stuff. So I think my writing is starting to reflect that change, and I'm kind of concerned that if I would release an album that would have, let's say, 4 songs, my traditional stuff that is really heavy and rocking and stuff, and then 4 songs that are really like bluesy, Zeppelin-y type of feel to them, they'd be so different that I don't know if they would go together in a package. And is that the way I want to present moving forward as an artist? So something to think about. But it's all for fun right now anyway. So, but you want to do it, properly and not confuse people. People go, hey, I like that music that that guy Brian is doing. And then, 2 months down the road, I release a song that is completely different than what I released before that people were into. And it's like, that's not the stuff that we're used to hearing from you. Joe Hervey 84, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you. CN, Oh, there. I know CN 8800. That is my friend John Richard from. Well, I think he's in Moncton, New Brunswick now. But I grew up around John in the Grand Falls area when we were kids. He plays bass as well, or did play bass as well, and we hung out a lot. And yeah, he says Pizza House Pizza. That's what it was. That was like the best pizza I've ever had, anyway. But he knows what I'm talking about. Let's see. I haven't had. Ladybug says I haven't had pizza in over a year. Yeah, same here. Since July 8th of last year was the last time, or that week of. I haven't. Pizza, too many carbs for me. Yeah, it does have a lot of carbs, and it's basically turns into sugar, right? So that's how your body processes it. That's why I can't really have that stuff. Let's see. Diabetes ain't no joke. No, Joe Hervey, that's one thing. And that's the thing, right? You know, your health, man, that's it. It doesn't matter what else you have, man. You can have all the nicest guitars in the world, all the money in the cars, and whatever it is that, you know, people seem to associate with, you know, success or whatever. But your health, I think, if you don't have that, man, it doesn't matter. But yeah, and I don't know. As I get older and stuff, I guess I'm more thinking about that stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way everybody is. But blood sugar levels over time. His meds are working. Thank goodness. Good. Well, keep it up. Keep it up, Quentin. We want you to be with us a long, long time. So let's see. So Phil says apparently the guys who founded CD Baby actually used DistroKid for their. Is that right? Oh, go figure. That's weird. They use DistroKid for their own stuff. Interesting. I've seen that Coke and lemonade in your fridge. So you're not. Yeah, I know. Quentin posted a picture of his fridge and he had lemonade in front of the Coke. I think the lemonade is probably worse than the Coke. It's weird, but when you look at the actual sugar content in some of the juices, it'll blow your mind, like how much there is. Quentin says you do the newest update on your Helix. Yes, I did. It's a 2.81. So. Yeah, I did do that, and it's really good. I haven't had any issues as far as any like bugs or anything. The new Rev amp is what I've been using like 99% of the time since that came out. It's what I keep going to. I did buy a couple of preset patches and stuff this week actually from a guy called Marco Farconi, I think, something like that. I can't remember the name. He had some for sale, and thing is though, I downloaded them, put them on my Helix, and I played with them, and they were okay, but my patch that I did my own was better, I found. And I find that a lot when I'm buying presets from people. Some are really, really good, but I always go in there and tweak them a little bit because they're never just exactly what I'm looking for. So, but I always get caught up with this stuff. I'm watching the video demo of that preset and then it just sounds amazing. I'm like, oh wow, I'm gonna get that, and then I get it. I start playing or I try it and that's not what I was hearing. So I don't know. So I just think it depends on your setup a lot, how that's gonna sound. So I try to do my own patches as much as possible now, but sometimes it's nice to just get one that somebody's already created and play around with it, because you get to see how somebody else puts their patches together. It's just more of that stuff. So let's see. As per YouTube's new guidelines, I will not unhindered that comment. Oh, I see. I saw Quentin's. Okay, I have you. Got you. Quentin's comment. Unhide. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if YouTube, where their policies are as far as how strict they are with language and everything now. I know it changes on a weekly basis, so I just don't keep up with it enough. And when I'm doing my live streams, I tend to just, I am myself. I'm not like not being like using swearing or anything, because in real life don't a lot, I just am who I am. So, but I know that YouTube is very much strict with their stuff now. So Quentin says, I put some NYXLs in the Strat, but didn't notice that I flipped the high E saddle when I redid it. Oh no, I broke the strings, so I had to open it. Yeah, I hate that when that happens. The high E, I did that a few times, and it's like, yeah, perfect. Now I got to open a new pack just for that high E, and now you're missing that high E when you want to use the other string, so you got to find some singles, and I use the NYXLs as well. I don't know if you can go to a music store and just buy singles for the NYXLs brand or whatever. I'd have to check that out because I actually have a few packs that's missing an high E string as well. Quentin says, too many carbs and a big blanket of sleepiness just envelops me. Yeah. Poo Ninja, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you. Tag me in the chat if you've got a question just for me, but I'm just reading out some of your comments here. We're just having a little hangout here this afternoon. Just this freaking stream stuff here, making sure everything is working. Monday was a day from hell for me as far as getting my computer back up and running, and I was at work, had a bunch of stuff at the studio that I needed to do at the same time, and some of the stuff I needed the computer that was causing issues with, so I had to figure options, and it was just, you think that stuff it's not physical work, but man, it drains you because your brain is constantly thinking, okay, how do I do this? I need this setting. I need to set that back this way. I need to download this, everything, it's just constant thinking. And by Monday night, after I was done doing the show, the live stream that I did on Monday, I was completely wiped. That was it. But we got through it. Let's see. Dave showed your signature guitar in a live. Yeah, you did. Yeah, the signature guitar in a Live Wires show last night. Well, isn't that the Quentin James signature guitar that we're talking about? I think that's what you're talking about. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's going to be a nice guitar when it's done. And Quentin, I think that you're going to enjoy that a lot because that looks really wicked. I like the purple drink, sugar water, purple, pure and simple. Okay. Cough pretentious. Cough pretentious? What does that mean? I must have missed something. I've downloaded a lot of the free presets, and man, some are really bad. Yeah, I've got a few of the free ones, but I've kind of given up on those ones because, like you said, I don't really have a lot of success with those. But some of the paid ones, I've had some pretty good ones, some that I had to tweak. Eric's stuff is always really good, so I like to get those. I know that Jason Sedite stuff is really good. I'm waiting for him to release some new ones using the 2.81 update on the Helix, and I'll probably get some of his because I always have pretty good luck with his patches, and I just tweak them a little bit to my liking, and sometimes I use my own IRs, the ones that I bought from Celestion that I like a lot, and that really makes a big difference as well. Purple Roto Sound gives you an extra, is that right? Oh yeah, Roto Sound strings, they give you an extra high E in each pack. I wonder why they do that. I guess it's a common thing to people to break in their high E string. No, that's pretty good if they do. I wish all the companies did that. That'd be nice because you'd always have some spares around if you ever needed it. Poo Ninja says 42 Gear Street is coming, and I'll be back on the air on the 4th. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to be all about, that 42 Gear, whatever it is that Henning is putting on. Oh my god, this thing is like, you can hear it in my mic. Let's see what else I got here. Yeah, Upside Down says he was on sub from Phil. I know for a fact I don't know why, but some people have said that some of the channels that they were subbed to, they're currently not subbed now for some reason. I think YouTube had some issues or something going on, because I've heard that from a few people. And some of the notifications, like last night, at 5 o'clock, Brian Stewart went live, and I didn't get any notification or anything of that. I just opened my iPad, and I knew that he was going to be on at 5 because he had mentioned it on Facebook or something. And I went looking, and then I saw, hey, he's on, right? And then I went and checked it out. But yeah, I never got the notification. So there's been some kind of weird stuff going on with YouTube. So keep an eye out on your subs and stuff. And if you're not seeing people that you're used to seeing on a regular basis come up, then go check, make sure you're still subbed to them, because they might have unsubbed you for some reason. Let's see. Six string. Do you do housework? And do you think capitalizing on your name on YouTube will make people think you're pretentious? Asking. Do you do housework? Yeah, I do housework. And do you think capitalizing on your name on YouTube will make... Well, I don't know if it'll make people think I'm pretentious, but you never know. I think people think what they think. I'm not sure I'm understanding your question. Sorry. It's one of those days. Well, let's see. Phil Mosley Music says, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I used to use Rotosound when I played bass. I used to use their strings, not exclusively. I used Ernie Ball, Blue Steel, and some other things that I would experiment with. But I used to boil my strings when I would play bass, especially in the early days, like, because bass strings are expensive, or they were. I don't know if they still are. I haven't bought a pack for a while, but so what I would do is I would use them, and then when they would get kind of flat or whatever, I would boil them in water and vinegar, and that would really brighten them up. Only problem with that is they wouldn't last as long after. Like, you'd put them on and you'd get maybe a show or two out of that, and that's it. But they would be also more susceptible to breaking, because I broke strings on bass when I did that. Like, sometimes I'd try to push it a little further, like go a couple extra shows with them. Oh, man, yeah, I picked really hard on bass, like the type of stuff we were doing, and I always played with a pick. And yeah, I broke a few, well, more than a few. So I had to be careful when I was using strings that I had boiled, because it does, I don't know, it makes them a lot more fragile. Let's see. More metal. Joe Hervey. Yeah, I know, Joe. I used to be just metal, exclusive metal, but now, I don't know. I like to experiment with other things as well. Brian, will you be trying out the D'Addario XT strings? Yes, I will. Yeah, as soon as they're available in stores, I will definitely try some. I can't imagine that they're that different than the NYXLs, but I don't know. Guitar Hack had a pack, and I think Ben had them, and a few other people on YouTube had them, and they said that they were really, really good. So I'm definitely going to look into them. I don't know if they'll probably be as expensive or more than the NYXLs. They're not cheap as well. I boil my bass strings too. Yeah, Phil. Yeah, see, it's a thing, man. You definitely get a little bit more life out of them when you do that. Yeah, I boiled my bass strings too back in the day. Upside Down said, yeah. I used to have like a few packs all ready to go, and I would get it. And I remember one time I used one of the pots that my wife had bought. I wasn't paying attention. I usually always use the same pot to do it, like, right. And then that day I just picked up one of the new ones that she had bought, put in there, got my bass strings cooking in there, and because it does ruin the pots after a while because of the stuff that's on the strings, and then the vinegar and everything. I don't know, but yeah, she wasn't impressed. So I had to be careful after that and use the right pot if you're going to boil strings in it, because you could get in trouble. Anybody here watch the Scar My Guitar channel? They're goofy fellows with cool concepts for. No, I've never seen that. Scar My Guitar. Interesting. I will check that out. I'll make a note of it. Here, I'll just do that. Copy. Cool. All right, yeah, I'll check that out. Boil your string. Yep. More variety. Yeah. Thanks for posting my link, Butterfly. I appreciate that. Oh, don't worry about the thumbs. It's all good. Joe says, I've been trying some rock and blues, more rock playing versus blues. It's cool delving it. The thing with blues for me is because I'm fairly new to playing guitar, like on a level where I'm actually playing more than just, rhythm chords and so forth, and actually playing melodies and leads and more stuff, is really that I'm starting now to not even think. I'm hearing it and I'm playing it. I'm not thinking, okay, I'm at this part, I'm going to play this scale, or I'm going to play this run, or I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just letting whatever I'm hearing, and I'm able to know where to go on my guitar and what kind of run I want to do that's going to, give me the results that I'm looking for, which is really cool when you get to that level, because for the longest time, man, it's like, because I'm learning all my positions, and I'm learning my cage system, and I still haven't really gotten into all the modes that much. I did a little bit, but my head just doesn't want to compute what, like, I know what it is. It's just when I'm playing, at some point it's going to click, and then I'll be able to do all that stuff without even thinking about it. I'll just know that this is the tone or the style I'm trying to achieve, and I'll know how to do that instinctively. But right now with modes, I'm still kind of, a little bit here and there. But as far as the blues scale, pentatonics and the major scale and stuff, I've got all that like down. So now it's just a matter of playing and feeling whatever song that I'm playing and in my head, and knowing where I want to go with it. And it's starting to come really naturally, which is awesome. When that happens, man, it feels amazing, and it really wants you to you want to pick up the guitar more often, and you want to play more. And now you're starting to get to create music and not just, play a memorized run or scale or something. And that's really cool. So I'm happy that that's starting to come together as far as clicking in my brain. That is not that big. So there's not a whole lot more room in there for other stuff. I just, it's packed already. I don't have a big one. Big brain. Let's see. Joe Hervey says, okay, I've read that one. Poo Ninja, don't boil guitar strings. Yeah, I know, right? It just tastes like finger funk. Yeah, you're not supposed to eat your strings. Let's see. Hey, Guitar Hack, what's going on? Remember, everybody, Guitar Hack's having a show at 8 o'clock with Eric, so check it out. Four Walls Music, what's going on? Nice to see you in here. Where are you from, Four Walls? I don't remember. You probably said it in another chat or another show, but I don't remember where you're from. Let's see. I'm just kind of getting through the chat here. Pure jealousy. What are you jealous about there, Sandra? Let's see what else we've got in here. Knowing intervals and how they sound can be enough without actually learning the modes. You will know what you want to play and know how to play it once you map out the intervals in your head. Yeah, and that's really that's true as well. I've noticed that even in the other stuff that I've been, like even pentatonic and stuff, I always know instinctively where that interval is and where, how to get around that. So I think it's just a matter of the modes kind of clicking with me, but I totally get that for sure. the cage system was pretty cool to once that clicked in my head to understand and work with that and using it in melodies and having so many more options to play. If you're playing an A chord, you know, you're jamming along with a track and the guy's playing a straight A chord, and you can play that same A chord in all kinds of different inversions and stuff to make it sound really, really cool as far as blending in with another guitarist or something. So once I got that concept, that was pretty awesome as well. I had never really experimented with that, and then I just kept seeing stuff online about the cage system. I'm like, what the hell is the cage system? So then I started to look into it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. It's a little weird at first. Even the way that I do the cage system, some of the chords in them, I do like a portion of the chord because they're kind of awkward, some of them, when you're doing them. But they still work. They still work really cool, and that's what the guy was telling us when he was teaching it. But the video I was watching anyway, he was saying, you know, you can use it in many different ways, and you can adapt it to certain, you know, things and melodies and tones and stuff. So I found that pretty cool. So there's always something to learn in this. It's really, you know, really something. If you learn something new, the old stuff falls out. I hope not. I hope I don't I don't lose the old stuff too, because I need that. Columbus, Ohio, Four Wall says, okay, cool. Yeah, we've got a few people from Ohio that I know through YouTube. Isn't oh no, Sweetwater is Indiana. Is that right? I want to go to Sweetwater next summer. That's one of the plans on my calendar that I've got scheduled. Let's hope, unless something happens that I can't go, but that's one of them. The other thing that I'm trying to work around is Winter NAMM. I'm still looking into some options with that, depending on schedule, depending on cost, and a couple other things at work. I might be able to pull that off. I don't know. I'm going to try. I was really fortunate to get to do the Summer NAMM show, so I'm really happy about that. But next year, I've got some other conferences that I'm going for work. One of it is my regular one that I go every April in Vegas, the big video, photography, video, audio. It's all multimedia show, basically. So I'm doing that. But in January, I might be able to, because I usually go to something in January, like a photography thing, but maybe I can do an audio thing instead of the photography thing, and that could be NAMM. So I don't know. I'm still looking into it. I was supposed to go to Vancouver in October for work, but I stepped out of that obligation just because there wasn't enough need for it. There was, you know, other people that were going to be doing the same thing I was going to be doing there for work. So I said, you know what, I'm going to skip this year because we have a conference at work that we do once a year, as far as like for family physicians and so forth. So this year I'm bowing out of that one. I've been doing it for 20 years, and it's going to be nice to kind of take a break from it. Next year I'm going to have to do it though, but then next year is in Winnipeg. So it's always something, always something. Let's see. Guitar Hack says, if you play chromatic, you will eventually reach the right interval. Yeah, right? That's true. My issues is I don't play a note on time or more. Single note riffs is how I learn, so breaking that has been hard. Yeah, you just keep at it though. As far as timing and stuff, I'm really good because as long as I can hear the snare and the hi-hat, I'm really good at you know, getting into the groove, whatever that groove is with a band or with a jamming track or whatever, just because I did for many years. And as a bass player, it was like a key component of, you know, holding a rhythm section in a band that, you know, had one guitar player. So the drummer and the bassist really held that foundation of the music that we were playing. So that is basically something that was, you know, I've over, you know, whatever, how long did I do it? Like almost 30 years of playing in a band as a bass player. So, and for 12 years of it, it was the same band with the same drummer. So really, really got into a really good chemistry. So So as far as timing and stuff goes, I'm fortunate that way that I have that. But as a guitar player, everything is very new to me. So it's pretty cool to start to, break some of those barriers or those walls that kind of, I used to watch guitar players play, and I was like, how do they even know, like, they're playing these leads and things, and like I'm watching Pink Floyd or something, and these guys are just amazing, and I'm like, how do they even know like what they're doing and stuff? And then when you start to learn it as a guitar player, and not just, you're not just watching and learning the rhythm parts of a song, it's pretty cool how they're putting all this stuff together, and then you understand the theory around it. That starts to really open things up. Upside Down says, yeah, I think I'm going to Winter NAMM too. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that go to Winter NAMM, so it'd be a good networking opportunity, that's for sure. NAMM, Brian's already bringing up NAMM. I know, right? Sorry, I didn't want to bring it up too soon, but we were talking about conferences and so forth, so I figured let you know. No Winter NAMM for me, can't get away. Oh yeah, Guitar Hack, you're working, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if I can do it either. I'm just kind of, I put it out there, and I work on making it happen. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't, then, but I always look into things. Yeah, Butterfly and Ladybug's show is usually Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings. It wasn't on yesterday because I think Ladybug had family issues to deal with, so I hope she's doing well. And it should be back tomorrow morning, so. And it's always a good show, so I always enjoy listening to it, so. It's like a radio show for me. Like I still listen to Howard Stern a lot and stuff, and it kind of has that same vibe, You talk about all kinds of things, and it's pretty free flowing. As long as we're not talking about picking up rocks or looking for rocks or things. I'm just teasing. I teased them about that. Poo Ninja says you could hit up CES in January. That place is, yeah, the CES is one that I would like to do as well. I've never done that one, but because I go to the one in April in Vegas, CES covers a lot of stuff, a lot of technology, a lot of different things. But the one I go to in April is really focused on camera technology and film and live streaming and broadcasting more than anything, so it's really focused on that. So I try to stick with that one, but CES would be really cool, and I know it's huge, but NAB is in the same buildings that the CES takes up, so it's as large as CES, but it's only dedicated to broadcast stuff, so cameras, audio stuff, virtual reality, live streaming. It's insane how big this is. Like it's really cool, and you see all the latest as far, and there's a bunch of courses that happen during that week, which is, I take a lot of these courses while I'm there, so I tend to do that instead of doing the CES show. But I'd like to do CES someday if I can, maybe swing it in the schedule. It's just there's only so much time that I can do the travel thing because of my other obligations at work. So Janice, what's up? Yep, snare and hi-hat for the tambourine. You got to follow that snare and hi-hat. I think once you get locked into that, you can really groove and get into your timing right for a lot of stuff. For me, anyway. Enter at your own risk, my friend. Yeah, enter at your own risk if you're going to listen to the Ladybug show or a Butterfly and Ladybug show. No, they're cool. I like it. Four Wall says, love your calm demeanor and honesty. Oh, well, it's just, I don't know if it's calm demeanor or whatever, but it's just the way I am. So I don't try to be anything different than what I am. And that's the way I've kind of always gone in my life, is just be who you are. And, if people connect with you on any level, that's cool. And if they don't, that's cool as well. So it is what it is. And if you're true to who you are, I think you'll benefit greatly from that. And if you're just trying to be something you're not because you're trying to impress somebody or I don't know, you know, get more popular. Or I don't know, whatever the case may be. It's just that just goes so far, and then it usually blows up. people always return to who they really are, and if you're being fake for many years and all of a sudden you're not that person anymore, your credibility is pretty much shot. Let's see. Oh, the chat just jumped on me here. Okay, I think I've got it back to where I was. Phil says, I'm going to try my hardest to get over to next Gear Fest and Summer NAMM. Winter would be doable this time around, though, for sure. Oh, wouldn't be doable, yeah. Yeah, Phil, and it'd be hard for you, especially coming from, you know, your location. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to do. Ladybug had family okay, I'm sorry to hear that. I know that I saw her post on Facebook, and I sent her a message through that to give her my thoughts. And it's always tough when you have to go through family things and emergencies. It's not fun. Quentin says, I've been to 2 winter shows and I'm still Yeah, I heard that Winter NAMM can be quite exhausting. I don't think it is going to be as well. I don't know. I've never been, so you make it the experience you want out of it, I suppose. So it's going to be as fun as you make it. So when I went to Summer NAMM, I had a blast. So, and I know Summer NAMM, everybody says it's smaller, and it's where it's located. It's a lot more fun to go, and you know, watch bands on Broadway and things like that. So I love Nashville. I just love that place. I wasn't crazy about because we did go. I wasn't driving. I was taking an Uber everywhere that we went outside of the core. But I did notice there's quite a bit of traffic and a lot of construction going on because that place is growing so fast. There's so many people moving there. So I wasn't crazy about the traffic, but for the most part, I was always in the downtown core, and we were always walking, and it was fine. But if I lived down there, I don't know. It might be different. Jasco Plumman, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you. Just gonna try to get through down here, down there. Always have trouble following this chat, man. My last NAMM shows were the year it was in Indianapolis. Oh, really? And the next year, when it was back in Nashville. Oh, it used to go to different locations. I see. Okay. Guitar Hack says, just took a deep dive and bought a new laptop. Great deal. Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. I think it depending on what you were using before, I know you said you were using an old computer, so that should be a great upgrade for you, and be able to run software a lot easier, being that you're doing more live streaming. And if you want to get into recording, you know, music and stuff, that's definitely going to be a great addition. So congratulations on that. You're going to Summer NAMM next year, Q. Oh yeah, on the bus. Let's hope that bus happens, because that's going to be something. Let's see. Everybody's asking Guitar Hack what he got. Had to get one for the YouTubes, yeah. Hack's old computer still has a cassette drive. Probably a Commodore 64. I remember that when I got that when I was a kid. It had the little cassette drive thing, and I would program my own games. I would spend like a whole day with code, and I was looking at this little book, and I would just code this stuff, and then I'd finally get it to work, and it would be like a little dot on the screen that would move from side. It's insane how far we've gone with these games and computers, what they used to be. But yeah, I started back on TRS-80, I think. It was a Radio Shack thing, and my dad had gotten that, and I got right into it. All Hacks 8-inch floppies died one. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, this laptop has Windows 7. Can I upgrade to Windows 10 for... I don't know, dude. I don't know. I use a Mac. I don't use Windows, so I'm not sure what the upgrade path is for Windows. If you can just upgrade for free from 7 to 10, I don't know. I'm not sure. I do not. I have one computer at work that is a Windows machine, but all it does, it runs Skype as part of my production unit, and that's all I do with it. So I never use it. Other than that, I just load up Skype, and when I need to bring in a guest for a live show that I'm doing at work, then I use that computer. But I haven't done anything other than just upgrade the patches and stuff, and it's running Windows 10, so I don't know. You can, yeah, like Janice says, Google it, and you'll find your answer there. Find anything on Google, I guess. Let's see. Oh, is it Gary's first day on his new job? Oh, good. He was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still in here, but Gary, if you're in here, let us know how your new job is going. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Well, my computer that I got it's only a year old. It's a Mac, and it was having a ton of issues last week, and that's why I had to do a full reformat. But I think it was more because when I got the new computer, I just took everything up from my old computer and did a backup, and I just put everything on this new one. And I think over time there was just too much stuff on it, and I probably corrupted a file. And every time I was doing a backup and restore, I was restoring the screwed up file, which wasn't fixing anything. So I had to basically wipe everything clean and start as if I bought the thing new at the store and just install one program at a time and get it running. And that seems to be working now. So I got my fingers crossed that stays that way, because the amount of stuff I do on computers as far as production that I need it for is a lot of stuff. And when it goes down and it slows me down for a few days, it really screws up my schedules. And this thing wasn't cheap, man. I didn't pay for it. Work did, thank God. But man, the Macs are not cheap, especially when they're loaded with all the RAM and the hard drive space that's available as options. They just jack up prices like insane. I still have and love my Nintendo NES and say, yeah, Nintendo is awesome. I used to have a Nintendo Sega as well. I used to have something called a ColecoVision. I don't know if you guys remember those. And I enjoyed that. I still have an Xbox and a PlayStation downstairs. I haven't played them in over a year. And I used to play, at least once a week or something. I would go down and spend an hour and play mostly like sports games and racing games and stuff is what I was more into in the last 5 years or something. When I had good internet and back in, let's say, the 2000s or whatever, when I had the Xbox, I would play a lot more like Call of Duty and stuff online with other people. That was a lot of fun, but that's been a long time ago. I just don't have time anymore. I don't even watch TV that much anymore. I'm usually watching YouTube and doing stuff like this, or I'm playing guitar or playing music now. And before I got into that, I was focused on just doing more of the photography and learning a bunch of stuff with that. So all the video game stuff just really took a back seat, and I haven't really played much. When I go visit my nephew in New Brunswick, he always asks me to play hockey or something with him. So I get a little bit of video gaming time there, I suppose. I split a PS4. I barely use it. Other than Call of Duty, I'm going to pick up a new game. Yeah, I like Call of Duty, and I used to play that, and something called Ghost Recon was really, really fun. So, but like I said, it's been a few years now since I've even played other than hockey or something. New games are like $65. They're like $90 here in Canada. I don't know where you're from, Joe or Irby, but in Canada, a game is almost $100. Insane. Cannot wait to get my Gomer caster. Yeah, Quentin, it should be a few weeks. Hey, maybe a week or two. So that'd be awesome. Can't wait until you get it. Janice says my laptop is 5 years old. Went from 8.1 to 10, no problem. Okay, so there you go, Quentin. You might be able to do it. You might be able to. the last stuff I was playing with Xbox was, and this is, we're talking a good 8 years ago or whatever, was Rock Band, and I would play the drums. The guitar stuff was just bullshit because you're just playing a button. You're pressing a button. You're not really playing guitar. But the drums were really cool. I had a nice little electric drum setup or whatever, and playing all the songs, and that was like you were actually playing real drums, and that was kind of fun. So I did that quite a bit. But yeah, I still have the drums downstairs. I haven't. They've been sitting in a freaking room down there for probably 8 years since I've touched them. Can't wait for the boy to get a new computer so I can have my Mac. Oh, so you've given your Mac up to your son. Oh, okay. Well, get Eric on it. Get that new computer in there so you can get your Mac back. I prefer Macs, even though this week was a challenging one as far as computer issues, and it was a Mac. So, but I'd have to say, since I switched to Mac back in 2004 is when I switched from Windows to Mac, and I've been on Mac since. I've only had maybe 1 or 2 times in all those years that I've had an issue with them. They've been rock solid for the most part. So take care, Four Walls. He's got a roll. What time is it? 5:19. So I'm gonna go another 10 minutes or so, and then I gotta get going. ColecoVision. I was the master. Yeah, I know, right? Coleco is fun. I've had all kinds of. Every time something came out, I loved to try to get them. Commodore 64, Caveman Olympics, yeah. Commodore 64, I remember. Atari, yeah. You still have the old one. That's awesome. I wish I still had my old Atari, because those games are still a lot of fun, like Asteroids and Missile Command and stuff. That was a lot of fun. I'd love to play those games again. I think you can actually get them on like PlayStation and Xbox, like those old games from Atari. I think they're simulated games or something, but yeah, that'd be cool to play those again for sure. Will Dunham, what's going on, brother? Okay. Zach says, Brian, my summertime passion is fishing. Okay. That's a good thing to have. Yeah. It gets you out and enjoying the nature, and it's relaxing for the most part, unless you get all frustrated because you're not catching anything. Quentin says, I'm a bobber watcher. Oh, God. If I don't catch a fish in the first 3 minutes, I'm out of there. Yeah, you got to have some patience when you're fishing. I guess depending on where you're fishing, you could be sitting there a while. Rocksmith is fun to real guitar and fun games. Yeah, I never tried Rocksmith. I never tried that one. But yeah, that is because you're actually playing strings, right? So it's not like Guitar Hero or whatever it was. Man, I played and I had fun doing it, but it was like you're not playing anything. You're pressing buttons. As long as you press them at the right time, you were getting the song right. But I did hear Rocksmith was actual playing guitar, but I never looked into it. At that point, I wasn't really playing, so didn't. Will says, I have an announcement coming up. Okay. You can announce it anytime, buddy. If you want to announce it here, you're more than welcome. And if not, you can let us know when you'll be announcing it. My dad and I played Asteroids to 1,000,000. Wow. That's cool. You'll have to tell that story on your show, I guess, eh? That'd be cool. Yeah, Asteroids was a lot of fun. Right on, Will. Thanks, Brian, for joining my community. Yeah, I saw your Facebook thing that you sent out today, so that's cool. So I joined that. Look forward to seeing what's going to come up on that stuff. I had Rocksmith and sold it. Yeah, that's something I never tried. I never tried that one, but I heard it was okay. But now I'd rather play real guitar, so I just focus on that. And as far as guitars go, since we are kind of a guitar channel, I should say, a few people that asked me, anything on my radar as far as new guitars moving forward? Nothing yet. I think if there were two guitars there's out there that I could, like today, say if you had the resources or whatever, what would it be? It would be a Les Paul Custom, a black or a white one. I prefer the black one, but I like the white one as well. That's the only one as far as Les Pauls that I'm, that I would be looking at. And the other one that really is still with me since I tried it back, I think this is almost a year ago when I tried this one, was a SMEER Telecaster, an Andy Wood Telecaster. And man, that guitar was really, really, really good. So I think, if I was going to add any more guitars, which I'm not planning to, those would be the two out of all the guitars out there right now that I would look at, that I would be very interested in owning at some point. But yeah, but as far as that goes, I'm really set with the ones that I have here. Obviously the R9 and R6 are my main guitars, and I've got my SMEER Tele for all my Tele stuff, and my Friedman Strat for all my Strat stuff, and my bass is my comfort zone is the Ernie Ball bass, and that's back there in the white. So that's really cool. So now it's just a matter of getting going and writing and recording and using the stuff to its potential and enjoying it. So, but yeah, I would say anybody that's out there that has a chance, if you're looking at Telecasters and you have a SMEER dealer in your neck of the woods, try that Andy Wood Telecaster. And the one that I tried was the black one, and it had two humbucker pickups in it. It was the Pete Thorne pickups in it. And it had a roasted maple neck, stainless steel frets, locking tuners, and all that stuff. But it sounded really good, and it played amazing. I know that Guitar Pit had actually bought one, and he sold it. But when he was selling it, I was interested in buying it, and I just couldn't pull the trigger on it at that time because I didn't have the funds ready, and I was actually looking at the R9 at that point, so I knew that if I bought the one from the Guitar Pit for the Telecaster, I would not be able to get the R9, so I opted to just wait and get the R9. Let's see. Repeat after me. No more gear. Guitar hack. I know, right? Yeah. No more gear for sure. I think I'm okay for gear. I am getting a new interface soon, though. I am using a Focusrite right now, and I've been, not that it's not good, but it loses connectivity sometimes. Like, it always works, but the interface that comes up for it where you can adjust levels and stuff, sometimes it loses connectivity, and there's a few other little issues. But I want an universal audio one, the Apollo ones, and I'm going to transfer this to the studio I have at work, and I'm going to use it for that, and I'm just going to buy the universal audio to put in my studio here. So that is one piece that I'm looking at getting as far as gear goes. But as far as guitar stuff, no, I'm not looking at anything. The only other thing would be that power cab or a power amp that would go into my Mesa cab back there if I wanted to run the Elix through a 212 or something of that nature. And that would be more if I was going to go playing live or jamming with people. And then obviously I'd need some sort of cabinet to run the Helix through that as my monitor. So that might be something down the road that I'd be looking at, but not right now. I think I'm okay with everything. Will says, let's see, my announcement is that I'm starting a talk show on Facebook and YouTube. Look out for the Dreaming Guitarist show, starring myself, Will, Star, and awesome, Sonic Sonia. That's cool. Oh, that'd be nice. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. We will be on the lookout for that. Everybody, look out for Will Dunham's new show. Do you have a date or anything that you're starting, or if you let us know when that's happening? But yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool that people are putting together some cool stuff and doing some collaborations with people. And I think that's a great thing. And sometimes it's easier to do it that way because you have somebody to bounce ideas off and collaborate with, and that's really cool. That 7 guitars and guitar stand was great deal. Great for home use, but would fall apart if I was. Yeah, Quentin, I think I have one of those. It's downstairs. I've had it for a while. It's okay, but like you said, if you're traveling and bringing it in and out and setting it up and tearing down and stuff, I don't think it would last that long. But it's fine for just putting it and not moving it around that much. I think you're fine. They're good stands. I'm on the hunt for a woody gem. Oh, okay, woody gem. Gotcha. Yeah, they're out there. That's out there. Oh, Universal Audio is nice. Yeah, and the interface. I've looked into them, and that's the one I think I want to get. As far as the stuff that I do and everything, I think it'll work well with the studio setup that I've got here. Is the Universal Audio Apollo series. Not sure which one there, but they're not cheap, so I've got to look at the options and make sure I just get what I need and not something that's going to be overkill. The other social media sites are still under construction, Will says. Okay. Cool. Will says he's hoping 4 weeks time. It's a slow. Yeah, well, it takes time to put everything together, get all your, but you're best to take the time to do that. And when you launch, you're ready, and it's, you do something good instead of just kind of winging it. And if you do something that's kind of like not that interesting for people, then people won't subscribe or they won't come back. So you're doing the right thing by taking your time and setting it up properly and doing the work ahead. The post-production, or the pre-production, I should say, is very important when you're putting shows together, especially shows like that. Not like what I'm doing here today. It's just like, hey, let's test if this thing is going to work today, and click live and figure it out after you're live. That's what I did today. So, but I just needed to know that this friggin' system is working, and it wasn't flawless. I'll tell you, I had to reboot a few things before this thing actually kicked in. So I'm going to have to figure that stuff out at some point. Lars Guitar says to Jasco that the Guitar Center has a used one on their site. Okay, there you go, Lars, or Jasco. You can get a used gem on the Guitar Center's site, so check that out if you're looking for one. Sonic Sonia is an incredible person and musician. Cool. Okay, Pooh, have a good one, brother. Thanks for jumping in. And yeah, I have to jump off too. So, Guitar Hack says big show with the great Eric tonight. It's cool. Check it out at 8 p.m. Everybody jump on at 8. And thanks for jumping in today and hanging out with me. I know that this wasn't planned or anything, but at least I can get it to work. And I don't know if it's going to work all the time, but I'll do another test before Monday to make sure that everything's going, and I'll figure something out as far as what we'll be doing on that test. Today was just more of a general chat with you guys. So it's good that you guys jumped in, because I would be talking to myself. So that's always a good sign when somebody jumps in and you can at least have people to talk to on these things. So I think we've got over 20 people in here, so that's awesome. Again, have a great night. I don't know. I might do another test tomorrow. If not, have a great weekend here in Canada. Anyway, I think it's everywhere. It's a long weekend, right? So I think in the States it's a long weekend as well. If you're in Florida, take care. I know that you guys are getting a hurricane coming through there, so definitely be prepared for that and do what I've never lived through a hurricane, but I can imagine it's not fun. So if you're in that area, take care and be safe. And I think that's all I have for you today, but I will touch base with you soon, and there's more stuff coming on the regular show for sure. Bam, what's going on, Bam? You're jumping in right at the end, but that's okay. That's okay. And other than that, it's all good. Now, I'm going to try to run this outro thing, and it probably won't work. It probably will go to a black screen, but you might hear music. I don't know why this is not working the way it should, but I'm going to try it anyway, and we're going to call it. All right. So let me do this, and let me say goodbye. We will talk to you very soon. Have a good one.